Dear students, in this video I am going to explain introduction, methodology, advantages, disadvantages and applications of paper chromatography. In another video I have explained actual practical aspects of paper chromatography, selection of paper, selection of mobile phase, different paper development techniques, visualization techniques, qualitative and quantitative analysis by paper chromatography. Link of that video is given in the description box. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe it. Now let's start. Introduction of paper chromatography. In paper chromatography, separation of sample components is carried out on paper. Mobile phase is allowed to flow through the paper. Sample molecules will get equilibrated between stationary and mobile phase, and due to this, separation occurs. The set of paper chromatographic experiment will look like this. Principle of paper chromatography. In this technique, the separation of sample components occur due to partition mechanism. The solid molecules are distributed between two liquids. Cellulose fibers of paper hold some amount of moisture, that is water, which will act as stationary phase. Now, as we know, paper is made up of cellulose fibers. It has 98% alpha cellulose and some amount of beta cellulose. Some inorganic matter is there and some soluble matter is there. Now, the cellulose fiber holds some amount of moisture, that is water, and this water will act as stationary phase, first liquid. The second liquid is developing liquid, which is called as mobile phase. The components of mixture to be separated get partitioned between these two liquids. Due to difference in their rate of migration, separation occurs and they will appear as different spot at different position on the paper. Now this is first mechanism by which separation occurs in paper chromatography. One more mechanism is given, and that is the other mechanism also possible, in which the solid molecules get adsorbed on the cellulose fiber. Now here the cellulose fiber is considered as stationary phase, which is solid in nature, and that's why the solid molecule will get adsorbed on those cellulose fiber. The separation occurs due to difference in the adsorption affinity of solid molecules towards the cellulose fiber. Nowadays, paper impregnated with silica or alumina are also available. Now these paper will perfectly act as adsorbent. It means that partition and adsorption, both mechanisms are possible in paper chromatography, but predominant mechanism is partition mechanism. Now we'll see methodology of paper chromatography in short. Chromatographic paper of appropriate size and shape is selected. Now we can perform paper chromatography on simple filter paper, but it will give poor separation, and that's why chromatographic paper like Whatman chromatographic paper or Whatman filter paper can be selected. Appropriate size and shape paper is selected. Then we have to draw a baseline with the help of pencil at 2 cm from the lower edge of paper. A drop of test solution is applied on the paper as small spot, and the spot is dried. Mobile phase is kept in the chamber. The paper is placed in the chamber in such a way that the lower edge of paper should dip in the solvent. But the care must be taken that baseline should not dip in the mobile phase. Otherwise, the sample spot will get dissolved in the mobile phase and we will not get any spot on the paper after development, and the analysis will be wrong. Lid is kept on the chamber. Solvent will race through the paper by capillary action. Now what is capillary action? We all know that if we place a melting point capillary in a solvent, solvent will get rise in the melting point capillary. And this same happen in the paper chromatography. The papers are porous in nature, and when these papers are placed in mobile phase, the pores will get connected and they will act as capillary, and capillary action is shown. The solvent will reach to the test spot solution, and the solution will rise in the paper. The various sample components are moved by the solvent system at various speeds. When the solvent has raised to a suitable height, paper is taken out of chamber and dried. Solvent is rising in the paper. The various spots are visualized by suitable reagent. And next is, after visualization, the RF value is calculated for each component. The RF value, which is a migration parameter. The formula for RF value is RF is equal to distance traveled by solute from baseline upon distance traveled by solvent from baseline. Now this is overall methodology of paper chromatography. Next we'll see advantages and disadvantages of paper chromatography. First we'll go for advantages. Paper chromatography is a less expensive and easy technique as in comparison with other chromatographic methods. It requires less amount of sample. Both unknown inorganic as well as organic compounds can be identified by paper chromatography. That means we can use any type of sample. It may be inorganic or organic in nature. We can use paper chromatography for its analysis. Now we'll go for disadvantages. Large quantity of sample cannot be applied on paper chromatography, and it requires more time for separation. Now in TLC, the analysis is completed generally within half an hour or 45 minutes. But paper chromatography may require more time than the TLC, and less amount of sample or dilute solutions can be analyzed by paper chromatography. More sample we cannot load on the paper. It is generally used for qualitative purpose. Complex mixtures cannot be separated by paper chromatography. This is a major disadvantage of paper chromatography. It is less accurate in comparison with HPLC or HPTLC. It is less accurate than TLC also. Now we'll go for applications of paper chromatography. Even though it is a simple technique, it can be used for analysis of amino acids, sugars, natural products. For analysis of such compound, paper chromatography is preferred. Separation and analysis of plant extract can be done with paper chromatography. Separation of vitamins, proteins, antibiotics can be carried out on paper chromatography. Analysis of drugs from natural origin. It is one more application. One example is given here. The drug is erythromycin istolate. Mobile phase is isobutyl methyl ketone, and detecting reagent is nutrient agar with Bacillus pumilus. By using this system, we can analyze erythromycin istolate. Next example is gentamicin. The mobile phase is chloroform, methanol, ammonia is to water, and the composition is 10:5:3:2, and the detecting reagent is ninhydrin in pyridine and acetone mixture. Analysis of metabolites of drug in blood can also be performed by paper chromatography. Identification of impurities is also a major application of paper. Now we'll go for comparison of paper chromatography and TLC. In paper chromatography, the predominant mechanism of separation is partition, and in TLC, the predominant mechanism of separation is adsorption. In paper chromatography, less amount of sample should be loaded on paper. That means dilute solutions are used in paper chromatography. While in TLC, we can load more amount of sample on TLC plate. Time required for separation in paper chromatography, it is 2 to 3 hours, while in thin layer chromatography the short time is required, that is 15 to 45 minutes are required for completion of separation. Paper chromatography is a less accurate technique than TLC, while TLC is more accurate than paper chromatography. Corrosive visualizing reagents cannot be used on paper. For example, sulfuric acid as a visualizing reagent cannot be used on paper, otherwise the paper will burn. On the other hand, in TLC, the corrosive visualizing reagents can be used on plate because silica gel G or alumina will not burn with sulfuric acid. In overall comparison of paper chromatography and thin layer chromatography is preferred. It gives more accurate result, it requires less time, and it is much easy. That's why TLC is preferred. But for some samples, paper chromatography is the best technique. Now if you like my video, please subscribe the channel, and thank you for watching my video.